which is actually why specifically Vi right now, but when Jarvan was a lot more popular, champions who can go over walls, Aatrox too, were so good because you could bypass so many wards just by going over the wall here and here to invade, and you could do like a level 2 invade and totally destroy your opponent's jungle route. And look at, seriously, Pumandu is a beast. It's such a shame that he had to retire, but you know, he had that chronic illness or whatever. So I mean, best of luck to Pumandu and best of luck to SKT. I really hope that they can, you know, continue to have a huge amount of success in the future like they have had. So let's skip forward another minute, see what's going on with Vision. So Ozone, actually, now that they do have, they actually lost a little bit of their lead because SKT has been getting kills, but you know, they have a pretty big advantage on this bottom side because Ezreal Leona is a much larger threat than Alistar Sivir. Like, SKT was not assuming that they would win the lane phase. They were assuming that they would lose the lane phase this game, and they were counting on the late game of Karthus and everything to just win. You know, because this Samsung Ozone team comp, they have to like dive in and be on top of champions in order to get stuff done. And then there's Karthus that says, hey, I dare you to get on top of me and do stuff. And like Nunu, who's like, hey, you want to get to my team, you have to get through me. And then he uses his ultimate. So like, really good team composition by SKT. They obviously had this prepared to deal with Ozone, but okay, as far as Vision goes, you know, because Ozone has control of this bottom lane, they've cleared out that Vision ward, and they've now put down this stealth ward, and they've also cleared out the Vision ward here and put stealth ward there. So they're establishing Vision control. Ozone, even though they don't have a gold lead, is using the advantages that they have because they are ahead, just because of their team composition, but they need to do something with it. And that's where, if they were playing like SKT, if they made these aggressive rotations into the jungle to get more wards down, they could get so much mileage out of their lead just by you know, forcing rotations of SKT. If they played like SKT, they could beat SKT, because let's be honest here, SKT is the best team in the world for a reason. So yeah, they placed this defensive ward. They really want to see people coming into their jungle. But I mean, that's the mindset of Ozone. They're playing defensively right now when they could be playing aggressively. Alright, skip forward another minute. Alright, so actually SKT has a lot of wards in the mid lane here, and what that tells me is Faker needs to stay alive. They want to focus on Faker right now. They're like, hey, Faker, you know, if anyone goes in on you, you just let him know. You just like, if anyone tries to mess with you, let them know, and I'm there for you, bro. I got you back. Because, like with global ultimates, with any kind of global presence, you want to go to the global to stop it. If you try to go to the opposite side of the map, then the global gets to be used to its full efficiency. Because that's the point of doing something across the map. If you kill the global, then the global can't be used globally. So they get this tower, but you'll notice Ozone, even, like, they've actually lost their lead. They didn't establish aggressive control, which is probably partly because of SKT playing such good defense. But I mean, they're focusing, Ozone right now is focusing a lot more on ganks, and it's not exactly working out for them. SKT is playing their game and Ozone is playing theirs, and it just so happens that Ozone's game in this particular case was not quite up to par. So the dragon spawning right about now, and you'll notice neither team has vision control. Like, if either team could be said to have vision control, it's Ozone, because they have these wards here. They're going to have an easier time getting to the pit because you know, they're on purple side. They can just walk through the jungle right here. They don't have to go past any walls. They don't have to face check any brushes or anything. So they're going to want to put a pink ward right here on dragon, put a ward over the wall here to see if anyone's trying to steal or anything. Basically just clear out wards around dragon, clear out wards where they're going to be, and then put forward wards where they think SKT is going to be. and that way they have all the information they need, and they keep SKT. I love this ward. This ward is deep enough into the pit that they can see anything that is put at the back of the pit. So Dade actually kind of makes a big play for his team here, and SKT, like both teams knew what was happening here, but SKT knew they were losing Dragon, and Ozone knows that, you know, they have to keep Faker and Bengi out of the Dragon area, because like they are at a disadvantage right now. They've got these kills and they're starting to fall behind in farm. So Dade is like, guys, my life for ire. Hashtag StarCraft reference, but he holds them for as long as possible, and then his team gets Dragon, and SKT tries to get in there, but they realize, yeah, it's too late, and they back away, which is different than what Ozone would have done, I think. Based on, you know, Ozone's behavior so far in the series, Ozone probably would have tried to force a fight, because they're like, we lost an objective, we need to get something back, and then they lose the fight. And of course, you know, SKT also just putting constant tower pressure. One of the strengths of their team composition is tower pressure, because they've got the Sivir who can push very quickly. They've got the Shyvana who can push very quickly. And so, like, Ozone focusing on these dragons. Yeah, they're getting dragons, but they're not really, you know, making any progress. You win by killing your opponent's Nexus. You don't win by taking 50 dragons in a row. So, like, SKT is making progress here and keeping themselves in the game against a team comp that really needs to win early, especially in this scenario. So there's a fight here, stuff happens. Alright, so of course Ozone's got their vision around Dragon. They got that Dragon, and they haven't since actually established any vision. There was, of course, a lot of action going on, but that action was favorable for SKT because it stalls out the game. It keeps Ozone from snowballing a vision lead. It keeps them from snowballing any kind of a lead, because they're just constantly dealing with these silly fights from SKT. And actually, like how Pumon just keeps the minion wave at bay for as long as possible. He's like, you will not damage my tower. He's not gonna let them damage his tower. Alright, so yeah, he gets ganked and dies. Or does he? I don't remember. I don't think he did die. Yeah, he didn't. Okay. But he was forced off the tower. And they actually get that tower for that. So what you see here is, if SKT was in this situation, they would say, okay, we got this tower, we have control over the bottom side of the map. Let's rotate aggressively into the deep part of their red side jungle and get wards down. But Ozone just does a quick rotation through the river. They don't really accomplish anything. And overall, you know, nothing is gained. They get one ward down, but not a whole lot. So actually, if you look at it, SKT now has these like deep wards, and they are ahead. Even though like Ozone should be the aggressor in this matchup, SKT is getting deep vision against them, just by like cleverly getting into the jungle at times when they know that they can get away with it. And that's working out really well for them, because they can keep tabs on Ozone, and they can keep stalling out this game, keep powering up Faker. So yep. Moving forward another minute. So at this point, like the ward line of Ozone not advancing at all. Like, if you look at the gold totals, yeah, they're behind, but I mean, they have a team composition that needs to play aggressive, needs to try and make catches out in the jungle, and make, you know, they're like basically a pit composition against this really hardcore late game team fighting composition, and they're not advancing their ward line, they're not controlling vision. And you could argue that SKT is doing a good job of controlling them, but the fact is they've had opportunities to get in there and establish more vision, and they're not doing it. So fight at Dragon. Dragon's live right now. This is a really cool fight, actually. So SKT, you know, basically like walks towards Ozone, and Ozone can't do a whole lot. Like, they all have to dive onto Faker to get anything done. And look at Piglet. Okay, Piglet has to deal with Looper and with Dade right now, and his HP is extremely low. So Looper realizes this is not a good idea. He backs out. Dade's like, I can get him, guys. I can totally get him. So Piglet pops his barrier. Dragon is hitting Dade. Dragon's hitting Dade, so not only is that damaging him, but it's slowing his attack speed. So Piglet manages to pick up the kill. Unfortunately, he's got the Ignite ticking. He's got the Dragon hitting him, so he eventually dies. But this is a 4 for I believe, yeah, a 4 for 2 in favor of SK Telecom, T1K, and the Dragon. You know. So let's say, actually, Ozone had pretty aggressive ward control there. It wasn't bad. But, I mean, the point is, Ozone at this point is at the point where they can't team fight SKT anymore. SKT is so much stronger than them, and they didn't play the early game well enough to gain an advantage where they could, you know, shut down this SKT lineup. And now SKT is just snowballing the game over them. They put this ward down under the tower so they can keep vision behind them. They win another fight. This is honestly, actually, I want to watch this fight. This is all about mentality here. So this is a replay. Okay, so another, like, both teams are grouping up mid. Grouping in this case is bad for Ozone because SKT is doing a pretty good job of controlling vision, so it keeps Ozone from, you know, stopping them from grouping, and B, they have this team fighting composition, whereas Ozone really doesn't. So they get this poke down, like, they force Ozone on the retreat. Ozone tried to make an aggressive play, and SKT just backed away, and now Ozone, because they made that aggressive play, they're in a bad position. They have to run away. So they're trying to get under their tower. They try to get in there and counter engage. They do get one kill there on Piglet. But now Imp, you know, dies to a snowball there. Dade is like, guys, I got this. He doesn't got it. He's no. Dade not smart there. They could have backed away. 3 people lived, and it would have been fine. But because Dade chose to go in there, 3 people died. Like you could argue, you know, they should have just backed away and let him be an idiot. But the point is, you know, SKT anticipated Ozone's aggression there because of the wards that they had. They have this aggressive pink ward right here. They've got wards along the line. I'm pretty sure some of the wards that they had down expired, but they had enough vision to see Ozone coming. They disengaged from a bad fight, and then they re-engaged on a really good fight. Having Sivir, it's impossible to run away from them, and they win. And then they take the blue buff. And did they get a ward down there? They should have put a ward down there, unless they just didn't have any wards on them, but I think they were actually completely out of wards, which is not true. They had trinket wards and wards in their inventory. So a little bit of a misstep, but so yeah, SKT now, they're like fully in control. They get the Baron, they control the vision and grab the Baron, and like seriously, look at all these wards. When they did this Baron, they knew exactly what was going on with Ozone. Let's back up a little bit and see it. So like they have this ward over here, which Ozone chooses, right? Oh no, that's actually Ozone's ward, but I mean, like, they have this ward here. They see what Ozone's doing. They have enough to know that like Ozone coming out of base is only going to come from this direction. Again, the mid tower is still up, so Ozone can't, you know, flank from behind or anything. Ozone has no angles. They can only go over this wall or through here, which SKT controlled really effectively. They actually baited out the Elise repel. He tried to get over the wall and get like a Q smite, but they just sat there and waited. And then when the repel expired, nothing they could do. So Imp, tries to steal with his Mystic Shot, doesn't really do anything, and then SKT's just like, wanna fight me, bro?